G'day guys, I'm Raganar. Today I'm going to show you another one of my farming routes. And here's just a little guide of how to do it really well. So what we're farming is Azshara's Veil and Volatile Life here. So where we are, we're in Vashj'ir. So Vashj'ir is just this zone just to the west of Eastern Kingdoms here. And we're in the Abyssal Depths. So the route we'll take will lead us up here and then we'll go down the cliff around up here, get all these herbs over here, and then we'll circle our way back down, round through here, and then we start again. By the time we get back to this point, all the herbs have respawned, and then we can just do this route to our heart's content. So why is this herb valuable? Well, one, it's a pain to get for most classes. This is why I recommend doing it on a druid. Now the reason why I choose druid is because they have the fastest swim speed. Just make sure you do the first quest when you get here to get your sea legs. And then once you have that, your swim speed will go up to 607% speed, which is much faster than the seahorse mount. So the seahorse is only 371%, so you almost get double the speed in aquatic form, which is really cool. Also, you can gather herbs while in an aquatic form. You don't have to dismount like you do on the seahorse. So do this on the druid, it's so much easier and so much faster and more fun. So the gold per hour is a lot higher. So the reason this herb is valuable is because it's used for the Vial of the Sands mount. These flasks require this herb. For example, Flask of the Winds isn't the old agility flask, and we need 8 of those just for one mount. So if we look at what we need for Flask of the Winds, we need Azshara's Veil and Volatile Life. Whiptail is quite easy to get. I'll make another farming guide to gather that for those who are interested. But Azshara's Veil, this is an expensive herb simply because there's a lot less people farming it because it's harder to get if you're not a druid. So sometimes this herb can sell up to 50 gold each, and each node can drop 2 to 4. So if you get 4, that's like 200 gold a node, right? So that's a lot of gold per hour. Also, if you do have the recipe to make the flasks, you can also craft the flasks if you wish. If you're an elixir master, you'll get flask procs, and that will make even more flasks, and you can sell those on the auction house. But I find the herbs themselves sell for a lot better. Not sure why the herbs sell for more, maybe because alchemists like to have a chance at the procs themselves, and it may actually be cheaper for them to buy the herb than to craft the flask. So I'm going to show you the route firsthand here. So we're just going to swim along here, and make sure you have your rare scanner on because there's a rare seahorse that spawns here and it drops a guaranteed mount, and it's spined on equip, so you can sell the mount for some easy gold. I think the mount's worth 10 to 20k depending on your server. It used to be worth a lot more, but they've upped the spawn rate, so you're more likely to encounter it. And once you've got the seahorse drop, just sell it on the auction house. Or you could use it for yourself. It is an underwater mount, and you can use it anywhere in any water zone. It's about the same swim speed as the sea turtle mount if you got that, or the stingray mount. Up here we're going to just grab this herb here, and then we're just going to go down the cliff. There's usually a herb down here as well. So we're just following our route, keeping an eye on the minimap for any yellow herbs. See them up around here. They're quite spread out, but you can get to them pretty quick and search pretty quickly as druid, so it's not really a big deal. And yeah, normally there's not many people farming here. It's pretty rare when I see another person down here. And even if I do, they're usually on the opposite faction anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Usually you'll have the advantage in the market. This isn't the only place to farm this herb. You can go to the other zones in Vashj'ir, and you can go to Tol Barad. The little creek river thing there has a few of these herbs, but this place is by far the best place to farm it because it's like a nice even route. You'll also get this herb called Stormvine. Stormvine isn't as valuable as Azshara's Veil. You'll probably find that way harder to sell, mainly because it's not really used for any of the recipes required for the mount. However, they are used for the potion of treasure finding, so If the potion of treasure finding is selling well on your server, maybe you should craft a few of those yourself, or see if you can sell the herb, as the alchemist crafting the treasure potion might actually fly them off you. Worst case, you can always just vendor trash them, because yeah, eventually you'll just end up with tons and tons and tons if you can't sell them and you can't use them. So just vendor them if that's the case, because they're very expensive to put on the auction house. They have a high deposit fee, but I think that's because they vendor for quite a high price as well. In this little area, sometimes a rare crab spawns. Apparently he's like a rare spirit beast, so if you got a hunter, you might want to check. He spawns just around here. If you kill it, it drops a grey item worth 25 gold, so there's some extra free gold for you. And this little grey area, where everything's sort of like a dead looking coral, you'll only find Stormvine in this area. However, it's still worth picking the Stormvine simply because you can get the volatile life from the herb itself. And the volatile lives, if you want to sell those, they will sell very easily. You'll usually get roughly 18 to 20 gold per volatile life, depending on your server. Some servers they'll sell for more, some will sell for less, depending on the value of the mounts, because they're required for both flasks to craft the mount. So each mount will require at least 128 volatile life. And alchemists will also like to transmute the volatile life into volatile water, fire or air, maybe even earth as well. So they're definitely worth having because of that too. And any alchemist crafting this mount will burn through so many volatile life, so they'll be always on the lookout to buy some cheap ones if they can't be bothered farming them. So if your volatile lives are on the auction house, you'll definitely sell them very easily. Anyways, this is just the route. I just like to make the odd small gold farming guide because I've got a fair bit of gold saved up on this too now, and I just wanted to share some of my methods to how I make my gold. I mainly use it to craft mounts, but all these herbs, just selling them raw, can sometimes make me more gold than if I craft a mount and try and sell that. If you want to see more gold guides like this, feel free to subscribe and give me a like, and see you in the next video.